Discretion is advised. So Mama Black.
This program contains language and sequences some viewers may find disturbing.
A woman says she was knocked out cold after asking a customer in a South Haven Kroger how to make a pie. WMC Action News 5's Tiffany Neely live now with what else this woman is so upset about. Tiffany?
Well, Kendall, she's so upset because she's saying that this man was able to escape this Kroger here in South Haven, even though he was surrounded by people, employees and shoppers in this crowded Kroger right here, the neighborhood Kroger. Now, shopper Nia Jones says she was left beaten up and unconscious on the floor of this South Haven Kroger after asking a man, do you know how to make pumpkin pie? She says the question triggered the man to curse and scream. Then he turned around and pushed her friend into a shelf and then punched her over and over. Now, her mother says on top of the surprise attack was a surprise that no one stepped in to help her daughter, not other shoppers or even store employees.
How did they let this happen? If there was already a scene that was being created, a commotion that was created, it was loud. Why didn't somebody address the gentleman at that time?
If you have any information that could help in this case, please contact South Haven Police. For now, reporting live, Tiffany Neely, WMC Action News 5.
I get myself not again. Mr. Second one, I'm done. I can't take no more. I really can't really say too much right now because it just needs to stop this killing.
Police say that 13-year-old girl pointed the gun at other students, even going as far as pulling the trigger.
This morning, she's not the only one learning a lesson in the law here. 7's Omar Lewis at Carroll City Middle School in Miami Gardens live this morning with the story we brought you first on 7. Omar?
Well, this all happened yesterday just before school started, but there were students in the hallway, and police say this could have been a much different story if that gun didn't jam when the student pulled the trigger. This morning, we know that an adult is also facing charges for failure to properly store that gun. And out here live, you can see that parents are still dropping off their students to school. Those parents that we spoke to say they're using this moment as a teaching opportunity for their students.
Overnight, 34-year-old Kerry Watkins bonding out of jail. Police and school officials saying he's partially responsible for why a student carried a loaded gun onto the campus of Carroll City Middle School. Our cameras were rolling outside the school Wednesday as a young girl was placed in the back of the cop car. Sources telling Just One station she brought the loaded gun to school and pulled the trigger while aiming at her middle school classmates. Danny Lopez says he knew something was wrong when an announcement came over the speakers.
It makes me feel horrible just knowing about it. They did announce it that everyone should be at the library.
Sources telling 7 News surveillance video inside the Carroll City Middle School shows the teen walking out of an office with the loaded gun. The school district says she pointed it at 2 students. Those sources go on to say the teen pulled the trigger, but the gun jammed. As the 2 students ran, an employee rushed to stop the attack.
And I just don't like it. I just don't like students bringing guns to hurt other people.
In a statement, district officials say this unfortunate situation could have been prevented if the weapon which she brought from home would have been properly secured. We are grateful to our courageous staff who took immediate, life-saving action. Police arrested the girl's relative, Kerry Watkins, for not properly securing a weapon. As for parents of students here, it's another scare that's left many of them saying,
"Oh my God." I just told my babies back there, if something like that happened, it has to be that either a gun or a knife.
Just last month, 4 students were arrested at Norland High School after police say a loaded gun was discovered on school property. No one was injured, but parents are now saying something needs to change.
These kids nowadays, I don't know what's going on. Is it bullying or is it they don't get along with this person or that person?
And police now saying that teenage girl is facing several charges. She will be appearing before a bond court judge later this afternoon. For now, though, we are live in Miami Gardens. Omar Lewis, Today in Florida.
New at noon, a Columbus man remains in jail this afternoon, accused of leaving his kids in the car while he went shoplifting. Police say Kendarius Howard, seen here, left his 2 infants in the car while he attempted to steal items from Dillard's at Peachtree Mall Monday. Howard made his first court appearance in Recorder's Court Tuesday. He is charged with several crimes, including unlawfully leaving a child under 10 unattended, forgery, and theft. Howard's bond is more than $9,000. He pleaded not guilty. His case, too, has been bound over to Superior Court.
Here tonight, caught on camera, a man stealing packages from porches, and thieves trying to get the 5-finger discount from other homes in Cobb County. Tonight, CBS 46's Natalie Rubino has more from the Barnes Mill subdivision in Smyrna.
He drives by the house, sees there's a package sitting on the front doorstep.
Chris Adams watches surveillance video of a man stealing a package from his front porch.
And he grabs the fish food and off he goes.
Video shows UPS dropping off the package of the $18 fish food just hours before.
I could care less about the fish food. I want people to be aware, and I want this guy off the street.
The incident happened on November 1st. 3 other neighbors reported packages stolen on that same day, one of them capturing this same man on their surveillance video.
He's carrying around a pamphlet or something in his hand.
Here's a look at a different angle. The man is driving a blue Honda Fit, and despite cameras capturing his face and license plate number, police still haven't made an arrest.
They called the guy. They had his license plate, they had the car, they had his face. They called him and they said they wanted him to come in, and he said no, which is what you would expect. And now I guess they're just hoping to catch him on a traffic stop.
As Adam decorates his home for Christmas, he's reminded thousands of people will get deliveries these next few weeks and doesn't want anyone's holiday to be ruined by a thief.
A lot of people, they don't have the means to replace the things that were stolen, and that's what I'm trying to prevent.
That was Natalie Rubino reporting, and we reach out to police to ask why they called the man, as you heard him say, instead of confronting him in person, but did not hear back for comment. However, if you have any information, Smyrna Police would really like to hear from you.
Detectives from the Baltimore Police Department are attempting to identify a suspect in a murder of a 73-year-old man. It took place on December 2nd, 2016 at approximately 4:00 p.m. in the intersection of Pulaski Highway and Highland Avenue. Apparently, the two were involved in an argument, and the suspect took out a knife and stabbed the victim several times. As you can see in this video, the victim is using a cane to get around. The suspect stabbed the victim several times and then took off foot in the area. Surveillance video shows the suspect prior to the incident, and the suspect apparently has tattoos or scars on his face. Investigators looking for any assistance to help us close this case. There were several people in the area driving by, and even some that tried to get the suspect off of the victim at one point. If you have any information on this case, you're asked to call detectives at 410-396-2100, or you can text a tip, 443-902-4824. And you can always call Metro Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7.
This morning, a substitute teacher in South Carolina is accused of taping 2 middle school students to their chair. According to the state newspaper, Janine Clark is now charged with cruelty to children. The Lexington County Sheriff's Department says the students also had their hands bound by tape Thursday. Clark allegedly tape shot one student's mouth and allowed a fellow student to tape the second student to the chair.
An Irmo substitute teacher was arrested today after officials say she taped 2 students to their desks. She's 26-year-old Janine Suzette Clark. Lexington County deputies say she taped 2 male students to their desk chairs and bound their hands during school on Thursday. Clark taped the mouth of one of the students as well. It happened at Sand Hills Middle School. She's been charged with 2 counts of cruelty to children.
Right now, Spotsylvania County detectives are investigating a heinous crime. They say this attack at a gas station is one of the worst they've ever seen.
We can't tell from the video, what set this man off.
Captain Jeff Pierce says he watched a heartless murder.
I can tell you that in 40 years in this business, it's one of the most brutal and violent attacks I've ever seen.
Captured by surveillance video early Saturday morning.
This was a vicious, vicious scene.
Inside the Sunoco on Jefferson Davis Highway in Spotsylvania County. Take a good look at a picture of the man who detectives say wanted to kill.
The suspect entered the store, spoke with the clerk for a few minutes, and then just viciously attacked him and kept attacking him.
The exact details of that attack, Captain Pierce could not describe.
It's gut-wrenching to see an innocent person who's simply doing his job get attacked this way.
Friends say the victim was a hardworking 54-year-old man who leaves behind a son.
You see him around, very friendly guy.
It's just sad. It's very sad that somebody would do that to him.
Hours later, deputies took 50-year-old David Washington from Spotsylvania into custody at an apartment complex for questioning. But they say the investigation is not over.
This individual was extremely angry, very agitated. Something set him off.
Detectives continue to ask for your help. If you have any information, call Crime Solvers at 540-584.